Hey friends, welcome to day 10 of our month-long beginner intro to yoga series. My name's Molly, thank you for being here. As always, if you like this channel or this video, please do the YouTube things like, comment, subscribe, share, and then I have my Venmo link listed below. If you'd like to donate, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Today's class is a lower body mobility and flexibility based class. It's not going to be a lot of long held slow stretchy postures. We'll do that in our restorative class. This is going to take a more active approach, using our own muscles to deepen our range of motion. All right, let's get started standing. Come near something that you can use for a little support, just a wall or a chair would do. We're going to stand on our right foot, and then using your muscles, bring your left knee up and towards your chest. This really engages our hip flexors. Now try to keep your back nice and straight. You can put your hand behind your back to make sure you don't compensate too much. And then we're just gonna bring our left knee out towards the side, all the way so that it's parallel with our right. And then press your left heel behind you. We're just taking big circles. Hug your left knee in towards your right inner thigh, but press your heel back. So we're finding pure hip extension here. We're not arching through our low back. We're tucking our ribs in, extending through the hip. Now bring your left knee up again into your chest. Big circle all the way out to the left side. Punch your left heel behind you. Hug it towards your right inner thigh. And then in towards your chest. Big, slow, controlled circles here. Good. Rest your left foot down. We'll do a couple on the right side. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. And then out towards the side. Find some big external rotation leading with the outside of the knee. And then as you swing your right knee behind you, find internal rotation. So this is where our heel punches into the wall behind us. Until our legs are flush. Then hug your right knee in towards your left inner thigh, but press your heel behind you again, find some extension. 2 more. Right knee into chest. Big circle out to the side. Finding some rotation in every little nook and cranny of your joint. Mine click and pop. Totally fine, totally normal. Let's finish out 1 more. Right knee to chest. Lead with the outside of the right knee. Out to the side. Then as we scoop it back, internally rotate. So leaning with the back of the heel towards the wall behind you. And then hug your inner thighs together. Release your right foot down. Shake out your legs, put your weight into your right leg, swing it out. So left leg, almost again like a sports warm up. Just take some big swings front and back. Loosen up. This is a good fascia stretch. Good, and then maybe you take some side to side swings, left and right, with that left leg. Not exactly yoga, but it's good stuff. All right, weight into the left foot, front and back swings with your right leg. And then face the wall, do some side to side swings, don't kick your blocks over. All right, come to a seat. Bend your knees so that the soles of your feet are planted on the ground. Hands are resting back behind you for support or onto a block if they don't quite reach. No worries. Now lift up tall through your chest. Hug your right knee in as close to your body as you can. So hover your foot off the mat and then straighten your right leg. And then bend it and straighten it. This is an active class. I know it says flexibility, but it's not really gonna be too gentle, to be honest. Straighten it out again. Bend it. We're gonna do 5. Straighten. This is a way to actively stretch your hamstrings. 1 more bend and 1 more straighten, as well as super active through the right hip flexor. Good. Straighten your legs. Shake them out. Take a little micro bend in your knees. And then pulse your body forward. So reaching forward through the fingertips. Forward through the crown of the head. One more. Okay, come back through center, both feet planted. This time, hover your left foot, hug your knee in towards your chest as best as you can, and then straighten, lift as high as you can. Bend and straighten. Engage that left hip flexor. I know it's getting tired. We got 3 more. Lift it as high as you can. Last one. Good. This time, bring your legs out wide and find some forward pulses. Again, little baby micro bend in the knees. Reach forward, forward, forward through your chest and your fingertips. Good. All right. Come to face the long edge of your mat. Find that butterfly pose we did in last class, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch, knees to splay out wide, and hands to your ankles. This time we're gonna pulse. So bringing our knees down, literally like you're a butterfly flapping its wings. Hands can be on ankles, or if you'd like to have them behind you for support, that is fine too. See where you feel this. I feel it a lot more in my left hip, feels a lot more kind of icky or gunky, more bound. Couple more. Good. All right. Come back up through center. Keep your right knee pointed towards the top of the mat. We're gonna roll onto our right hip and bring our left knee towards the bottom of the right foot. So both knees are bent. Both feet are basically pointing left and diagonally. Take a look at me if you don't know what I mean. We're sitting on our right hip. If you are less mobile and flexible, you can bend your knees a lot and point your toes and bring them in towards your body. If you're a little bit more open, you could bring your knees to bend more to a 90 degrees. So shins and feet and thighs are all perpendicular to each other. This in and of itself is a big stretch. You can think about drawing your right knee down. I feel this a lot in the back glute. Inhale for a tall spine. And then exhale, find a little bit of a shift forward. Like you're leaning out over the right shin and press your right pinky toe and your right knee into the mat. Good, lift back up, come through center. So switching your knees all the way through the middle. Use your hands if you need or not. And then we're gonna drop on the other way. So again, do what works for you. If you need more space, you can bend your knees more and point those toes. This is deer pose. If you're a little bit more open, you can find that 90-90 position. So again, just hold this stretch for a moment. Think about pushing your left knee down. Breathe into the back hip. Inhale for a tall chest. Exhale, fold forward over your left shin. Push down through your left pinky toe. Good. Inhale back through center. We'll just do one more on either side. Use your hands or not. Bring your knees back through the middle. Drop them over to the right. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, push your right knee down, lean forward. This is also a really good modification for pigeon pose, which we'll go through later this week. Inhale back through center. And the knees drop to the left. Inhale, up and out of your waist. Exhale, push your left pinky toe and your left knee down. Lean out over your left shin. Good, come back through center. Let's find a lunge position, but we'll move from downward facing dog. So press down through both palms, tuck your toes and glide your hips back. Bend your knees one at a time, feeling out your shape today. Stretching through the backs of the calves as you do so. Good. Let's find a three-legged dog. Again, always option to drop onto your knees. And again, always an option to have blocks under your hands. Find your downward dog. And then press down through both palms really strongly and way down through your left foot. Inhale, lift your right toes off the mat, even if it's just an inch. If you want to open up more, you can engage your right glute and lift your right heel all the way up towards the sky. This is three-legged dog. Really, really active pose. Good. And then step your right foot forward between your thumbs. Swivel your left heel down and walk your hands over to the left. So they're at the left corner of the mat. Here we're just gonna, it's funky, just take some circles out with your hips. You could be up really high in this, no worries. Just again, kind of finding some mobility here. Switch directions if you haven't already. Good. Turn back to the front of the mat. Drop your left knee down. Put a pillow or a blanket underneath your left knee if you need. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. We learned this in the last class. Stack your shoulders over your pelvis. Reach your arms high. Engage your left glute and sink your hips low a little bit. Now, this is the version we learned in last class. This is the one that you'll see in most classes as a transition, usually between low lunge and half splits, or low lunge and high lunge. If we're gonna get technical, let's do a better hip flexor stretch in this class. So I'll turn to face you. All right, from your low lunge, we're actually gonna place our right hand on our thigh, lift left arm up towards the sky, and then find a little bit of a side bend. So you're creating an arc shape over towards the right. If you need support, hang onto a chair or something with the right arm. Now from here, we're gonna peel our heart open and look under our left elbow. This actually just biases your psoas muscle a little bit better as a hip flexor stretch. So again, we lift up, we lift over to the right, and then we rotate up. From here, maybe you bend into the right knee and sink your left hip in and out. Couple more pulses or a couple more breaths if you're staying still. Good. Beautiful. Pretend I'm facing the front of the mat. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. We're getting more and more practice with that transition, trying to introduce it a little bit in each class. All right, press down through your palms and your right foot this time. Inhale, lift left toes from the mat just a little bit, or if you're ready, use your muscles on your back body to lift your left heel all the way up towards the sky. Inhale here, nice and strong. Exhale, step your left foot in between your thumbs. Swivel your left heel down, toes are at an angle, and then walk your hands to the front right corner of the mat. Add a diagonal. And here, again, funky little hip circles. Big stretch for the left inner thigh and groin. Switch direction if you haven't already. A couple more. Good. Walk back through center, drop your right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Low lunge. Take a peek at your hips, draw your right hip forward and your left hip crease back. And we'll take that other version. Again, one that you wouldn't necessarily use super quick pace, but one that is actually a better stretch for your psoas. Left hand comes to a chair or to your left thigh. Inhale, stretch up really tall through the right pinky finger. Exhale, we're gonna side bend over to the left. And then from here, we need to create that little upward rotation, so peeling heart up towards the sky, gazing under right elbow. And if you want to take those little pulses, bending into your left knee, sinking your right hip a little bit more, take that option 3, 4, 5 times. A couple more breaths wherever you are. Good. Come back through center. Plant your palms, step your foot back. Downward facing dog. Now, walk your hands all the way back. So we're in our Uttanasana forward fold. keep your feet hip width distance apart. And that's always a modification you can take. If at any point having your feet really narrow does not feel good, just walk them out. We're gonna find some pulses again. We've done something similar. But from here, and instead of really curling up and under like we did last time, we are going to stretch our heart straight down and forward. Should feel this a lot in the back line of the hamstrings. Let's take about 10 more pulses. And at the same time, we're scooping our inner sit bones back behind us, inner thighs back behind us. 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop down. Lay onto your right side. You can prop up onto your elbow or lay all the way down. Your hand can create a little cradle for your head. Top leg is going to be straight, left leg is straight. Pull your right knee in to that 90-degree bend. And from here, push your right outer knee down into the mat and then lift up through the right inner foot. And drop it back down nice and slow. And then press right thigh into the mat, lift inner right foot from the mat. And then release. 3 more, finding active external rotation. Drop it down, lift it up, drop it down. 1 more. Good. With as much ease as you can, roll onto the other side. Top right leg is straight, left leg is bent in towards your body. And then from here, push down through the left knee and thigh, lift up through the left inner foot. Even if it doesn't lift from the mat, just having that intention, using those muscles around the hip joint, the hip rotators. Lift up, lower down. Lift, lower. Inner seam of the right foot up, left foot, sorry. 1 more. Good. All right, 1 more thing. I know this has been a tougher class, not as fun, but it's good for you. Let's look at our feet. Come to any comfortable seat. If you need a pillow underneath your bottom, that's fine. All right, so close your eyes if you need. Feel your heels down into the mat. Feel your big toe mound pressing down into the mat. So your metatarsal head. And then feel the outer corner towards your pinky toe mound in the mat as well. You'd be amazed at how important big toes are. It's infuriating. I broke mine and I'm still like not the same person with balance poses, with jumping. Toes are very, very important. Big toes especially. Okay, so rooting down through the 3 points of our feet. Now lift your big toe off the mat. Still pushing down through the big toe mound, just lifting the toe up and then release it down. This time, press down through the big toe and try to lift all 4 other toes up. You might feel a cramp. I totally feel a cramp. Release them down. Good. Push down through the 4 toes. Lift your big toe up. Push it back down. Lift your 4 other toes up. Release them down. Just 1 more of each. Push down through your big toe mound and your 4 toes. Lift your big toe up. Release it down, push down hard, and then lift your 4 other toes up. Again, even if they don't move, just kind of familiarizing yourself with that as an option of getting really, really specific and mobile and intentional about all the muscles in your lower body. All right, that is our class for today. We will have a more restorative, stretchy option as well, but again, I think it's super important to have both. So hope you learned something. Play around with some of these exercises. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.